Hi everyone, welcome to the Envelopes Emmy Contender Series. I'm Yvonne Villarreal. Today we're talking to Justina Machado, who plays matriarch Penelope Alvarez on Netflix's reboot of One Day at a Time. And we'll be taking your questions as well, so shoot them over in the comments section. Thanks so much for coming.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here.
I have to first talk about the theme song.
Yes.
I mean, how long did it take you to get the theme song out of your head, which is sung by Gloria Stefan?
I still have it in my head. I want a longer version of it.
Me too.
Right?
I want you guys to do a music video or something.
I
Like
want to do that
the
too.
Rembrandts, please.
Did they do that?
Yeah, they
oh,
did.
Oh, see, I didn't even know. Yes, I want that. I couldn't get it out of my head. In fact, I kept listening to it over and over again when they gave me this little bitty sample. So I'm addicted to that song.
It's like the best. I don't want to like fast forward through it because it brings me so much. I just want to get up and dance.
Exactly.
Well, thanks so much for being here. Talk to me about how this all sort of came to be. I mean, getting this call about doing this show.
Well, I didn't get a call about doing the show. I got a call about auditioning for the show. So I was actually working on a show. I was working on Queen of the South in Dallas. And then I kind of read something that Norman Lear was rebooting this One Day at a Time. And I fit the role, and I thought, let me get in. And I got in. I met Norman and Gloria and Mike and Brent and Michael Garcia. And it's kind of one of those things that is just meant to be. It was pretty easy. And not a lot of things in my career have been easy. So this is when I go, yeah, this was meant to be. I had like 2 meetings. And then I was the lead of this incredible show.
Well, what was your initial reaction? I remember getting the press release about Netflix rebooting this and making it an all-Latino family. And I remember being so happy and hopeful, but also really nervous because we get this shot like once in a blue moon.
We do.
So talk to me about how you felt about it.
Well, I think I felt confident. I didn't know Gloria yet, and I didn't know Mike yet. I didn't know their work. I knew that they had each worked on these 2 different shows that I was a fan of. But I was confident because it was Norman Lear, that it was going to have a lot of heart, and it was going to have a lot of laughs, and it was going to be something that I wanted to be involved in. And then when I got the script and I got the sides, then I knew we were on the right track because this was a story that was universal. And it wasn't, we weren't the butt of every joke. You know, our ethnicity wasn't what drives the show. It was this wonderful story about this family that is just a loving family dealing with stuff that people deal with.
Do you remember did you watch the original?
No, but I watched reruns of it when I was growing up. But by the time I started watching it, like, you know, the girls were already older, and so I didn't really get what everybody loved about it. But what I did do was when I had my first audition was see the show. I went home and watched it, and that gave me a lot of permission. I was like, oh, this is like a play. Because it's like a 1-act play, One Day at a Time.
Right.
And Bonnie Franklin took her time, everybody took their time, and it was real. So that gave me a lot of confidence to go in the next day for the audition.
Well, talk about the conversations you then had with Gloria and Mike and Norman about who Penelope was.
Well, Penelope's kind of a combination of Gloria. I don't know if you know this, but this is really based on her, and her family. If she wouldn't have become a writer, if she wouldn't have, this is kind of her family. Except her father is very much alive.
Yes, and he wants that to be known.
I love that man. I love him. Pepe's very much alive. But she just, I think Gloria and I are a lot of alike, which is so interesting. So it was very easy for me to grab onto who this woman was. And their writing is so amazing. Really, really, it's not that hard. I don't have to search for something. That's happened to me a few times, right? What can I search for? It's there.
And it was Norman's idea to make Penelope a vet, right?
It was Norman. Well, yes, it was Norman's idea. He wanted to bring in a vet, and then they said, let's make Justina a vet. So yes, this was their idea, Norman, because he is a vet.
Right, and talk about the issues you explore with her, and you know the depression that she's going through, the PTSD, and dealing with all this while also being a single mom, getting help from her mom and raising her kids, and you know, all of that.
I feel like her story is not too uncommon. You know, there are a lot of people that have, you know, that are on antidepressants and dealing with, you know, making it, and their kids and their mom helping them out. It's funny because with Penelope, I don't really think about those things too much. I just go for what it is, you know? It's like if
her,
I start
she
thinking,
doesn't have time to think about
there
it
you go.
either. Yeah.
So if I start going, okay, she's got PTSD, okay, she's a vet, okay, no, it's more like, who is the essence of this woman? And then the other stuff just kind of, I mean, we met with a vet, Priscilla Juan. She was fabulous. She sat down. She spoke to the writers. She and I had a 2-hour lunch. So I got that whole thing. And the PTSD, you know, I can kind of relate. I got some PTSD from things that's happened in my past, you know. So everything was super relatable to me.
How about, I mean, your background is in theater.
Yes.
Talk about, was this like the first time on TV that you performed in front of a live studio audience?
No. I've done sitcoms.
You have?
I did sitcoms, but it's a different animal. It's not theater. It's not film. It's not 1 hour. A sitcom is really a different kind of thing because you've got the people right in front of you, and they're almost a part of the show. And
the good and the bad.
Yeah. And that fourth wall is broken,
Yeah.
you know, they're like there. And then people are coming in to give you notes. So it's almost like you are workshopping something, but performing something. And it's exhilarating, but it's also nerve-wracking at the same time, yeah.
Well, and how is it for you? I mean, this is like 20 years into your career, a little bit over,
Yeah.
where you're getting your first like lead role here. Like, talk about working up to that, like that this is finally happening for you.
Well, it's funny because I did get a lead role in the late 90s, and it was a show called I Love Lupe. And I remember that we shot the pilot. It was a fantastic pilot. And one of the things that was said to me was that when it didn't get picked up was that they didn't think America was ready for a Latino family. Now, I was so young back then, it was kind of a shocking thing to hear, but I just had to keep hustling, you know, and it's amazing that it's taken this long to have another lead. I almost thought it wasn't going to happen. I have to be real honest. I thought that I always knew I was going to work. I always knew I'd be a working actress. I never thought, I started to believe that wouldn't happen. And if it weren't for people like my manager who kept telling me that it was going to happen, and friends that are actors that I admire that also kept pushing me, I think, yeah, I was just kind of resigned. I was like, all right, I'll just be the breakout person. You know, I'll never get a lead. So this is unbelievable. I started to believe in it. I started to believe in myself, and I started to think that it could happen. And then this incredible project came along.
How did you receive that, being told that America wasn't ready for?
Like I said, I was so young that I was it was shocking. That was even, like, you can't even say something like that to somebody nowadays.
Yeah.
So the fact that was said to me, I think back then, I just received it. I thought it was kind of crappy, but had to keep it moving, you know, and so that I could get to this point, so that I could get somewhere, so that maybe these things could change. You know, I couldn't really stew in that too long. I just had to keep it moving.
And so, what is it like that you are playing now, a version of the All-American Mom on TV?
I think it's great. I think it's about time. I mean, maybe it's incredible to everybody else, but to us, it's about time. It's like, yes, this is a universal story. It's being told through Latino eyes, and we're trying to change, you know, as other shows are, the Latino narrative that's being put out there. So I think it's fantastic.
And tell me, how involved was Norman Lear? I mean, I was on set, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he comes to every read-through. He comes through every run-through, and he's there every show night. And he even warms up the audience before the warm-up guy gets out there. That's when you know it's time to go, because Norman is like warming up the audience.
But what was that like? I mean, I know from talking with him, like, he's so interested in, like, getting questions asked of you. Like, he just wanted to ask me questions all day. And what was that like for you, like, being in his presence? And did he, like, bestow any advice or give you any direction about your character that stuck with you?
No, he's just very supportive. Not so much advice. We just have conversations. He's so genuine, so disarming, so smart, so I could go on and on, that it's like you kind of forget who he is, and you're so happy that he's on your side. And that's what I feel with him all the time, is incredible support, incredible love, and very, very safe with him and all of our showrunners. With Mike Royce and Gloria Calderon-Kellett, I feel the same way. That's why I think we're able to do this show. It's very safe.
What was your reaction upon hearing that Rita Moreno was going to be playing your mother?
Well, she doesn't remember, but she worked with me twice before.
She doesn't remember?
She's always like, no, she does not. I'll let her talk to you about that. She doesn't remember that she worked with me twice before. So I was like, okay, she doesn't remember me. All right. But no, I mean, great. I knew that it was going to be awesome, you know. You never know what it's going to be like until you sit down and you do that first reading. I mean, she is Rita Moreno. She's a legend. The whole cast is great, but you don't know you're going to have that kind of chemistry until you sit down. So thank God we sat down, and it was just incredible chemistry. Another one who's fantastic, who is disarming, who's genuine, who's generous, you know? So it's all
Did you
incredible.
go to her recent birthday party?
Yes.
How
yes.
was that?
I loved it. We totally dressed like, we rented some costumes. I was like a 1930 starlet. I loved it.
She was telling me about that. It sounded so fun.
Oh.
The whole interview was about this party because she was like getting ready for it, and I loved it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And she's got a lovely, lovely home in Berkeley. So, yeah, it was really wonderful.
Well, how about, do you feel like you see a bit of your family in this show, or elements of it? Like, could you identify with some of it?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I could be able to play her if I didn't identify with her. Yeah. I mean, I come from a Latino family that my grandmother lived with us for a long time. In fact, she lived with us until she passed away. And I'm the oldest of 5 children, so I was always helping my mom with everything. My mother's a nurse. Yeah. There is a lot of things that I could relate to. Being, I think the Alvarezes are like middle class. We were lower middle class, you know, so we were constantly moving to get a, cheaper place and all of these things. So I could relate to, and my family's very female driven. So, yeah.
What has been some of the feedback you've gotten about the show?
The lovely feedback was just so many Latinas and Latinos just thanking me for representation. Really, just saying exactly what we said. Like, we were excited, but we don't know, because sometimes we're like, oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
Really? There's another piñata? You know what I mean? We're eating tacos. Great. We eat other things, people.
Well, like,
so all of those things. So it was just, I love that they feel, especially single moms, veterans, young kids. So our show has so much representation on so many levels that it's all been positive.
how about, I mean, because what did you watch growing up? Like, what was it, like, didn't you, like, yearn for a show like this?
I didn't, because I didn't know.
You didn't know, yeah.
So that's, the thing is, like, it's so different. I mean, that's why the Cosby Show, for me, unfortunately, everything that's happened with it, but, not the show, but that's why the Cosby Show, for me, was so important. Because I had never seen a family like that on television that wasn't Caucasian. And I was like, wow, I had never seen something like that. And that's why Jimmy Smits on LA Law. I think I was like 10, I'm watching LA Law. And it's only because
I need something, yes.
There was a Latino character. So yeah, I guess, yes, I did yearn for it, but I didn't know. I had no idea. It's what the norm was for me.
How about what was it like sort of learning about the Cuban experience? You're of Puerto Rican descent.
I am. Yeah.
Talk about learning about that.
Well, I have, my boyfriend is Cuban, and we've been together for a while. So I know his story, and his family fled Cuba because of the revolution, and they lost everything because of the revolution and built themselves back up in Miami. So I'm familiar with it, and it's not, we're all from the Caribbean,
right?
So it's not like I'm not familiar with it, It's like every time Fidel was gonna die, which he was dying for 30 years, my family would be like, Fidel se murió Fidel. I'd be like, what? I swear to God, I've been hearing he's gonna die for 30 years.
Right.
So we're neighbors, and also there's a huge Cuban population in Puerto Rico, because a lot of them after the revolution went to Puerto Rico. So I'm not unfamiliar at all.
Right.
It was very familiar to me.
What did your boyfriend think of this show? And
He loves it.
the issues it tackles.
They love it, and they love it. They especially love the Che, you know, his family, and especially love the Che episode, and the Pedro Pan episode. This is something that people don't know, because so much of Cuban American stories we don't know anymore, because we just associate them with being successful people, but we forget, you know, that this was just in the 60s that they came over, that they rebuilt themselves. So it's kind of really beautiful to be able to tell that story about them.
Well, and to shed light on the different types of immigration stories that there are.
Because there's not just one Latino American experience. You know, I'm Puerto Rican. We're American citizens as soon as we're born. You know, we don't deal with green cards. We deal with other things, you know. But so it's interesting to have, you know, to have the different Latino American experience.
Did you think that you'd ever find yourself on a show that has like a message to say every episode in one way or another?
I hope that I hope that I would. I mean, one of the other greatest shows of my life was 6 Feet Under. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So to be able to be on 2 shows that are iconic, it's like, come on, it's amazing. So I hoped that I would get another chance like 6 Feet Under, because that to me was the epitome until this show, you know.
How about, I mean, the arc of the first season leads up to Elena's quinceañera.
Yeah. Sí, eso mismo.
Yes. Did you ever have one?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
I'm
girl,
jealous.
tacky as hell.
Did you bring your photos to set?
I didn't. I went to set. Yes, I did.
You did?
I did. And but they couldn't use them because I couldn't remember who took the pictures. It was a long time ago, people. So I couldn't remember. But yes, I had a quinceañera. Absolutely. I had 14 damas and caballeros. We did a waltz. We did a merengue. And then we danced to Always and Forever. I think it's a Chicago thing.
What color was your dress?
White and turquoise.
Wow.
So tacky. It's actually on my Twitter. I have a picture. And it was one of the things I showed Norman when I had a meeting with him. You know, I was like, look, I had a quinceañera too. Like anything to get the job. Anything.
I never had one. I was always jealous of people that, you know.
It was so lame. I mean, really. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but it's like, I thought it was going to be so glamorous and so fantastic, but truly it's everybody else has fun, and you're just taking pictures all night long.
And learning how to do those dances.
Yeah, the watch the merengue, Always and Forever.
Well, we have some questions.
Oh.
I have one. This comes from @EverythingGloria, a.k.a. your boss. She wants me to ask you what it's like to be so awesome, to be so multi-talented,
so cute.
and make something that is very, very hard look easy.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's because I have amazing people all around me, number one, and amazing writing, amazing writers. She's so cute. She's so funny. Thank you, Gloria.
And we have Danielle from Twitter who asks, was there any scene that you found emotionally hard to film?
No.
No?
No. No. Because I am a drama queen. Not at all. No.
Was there one that, like, you guys couldn't stop laughing?
No,
No?
because it's so funny because we do things and we laugh for a little while, but we're so...
You're like, the audience is here.
All
we gotta...
of us, yes, exactly. But I mean, I will say, not hard for me to film. Let me go back. It wasn't hard for me to do it. It was a little bit hard for me to watch, was the last scene of the quinceañera when she's looking around and her face is so heartbroken.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's so beautiful. Yes.
Okay. And Mickey from Twitter asks, what are your hopes for season 2, and how do you hope the public will respond to this new season?
I hope that we keep telling stories that are poignant, relatable, and we keep representing. I really hope that it's that it's in the same world of the first season, you know, that which made it popular. I want to continue that.
How is it working on a Netflix show? Like, are you just traveling all the time?
No.
No?
Like where? Somewhere
I
glamorous?
don't know, because
Some
they're
take
all
me
over
somewhere.
the world.
I don't think not yet. I know those are the Orange of the New Black Girls are everywhere. I'm like, I want that schedule.
I thought you guys are just jet setting all the time. No?
No, not yet. No, we're at Sony. I jet set to Culver City every day. No, it's great working for them. Really, it is. They're very thoughtful. They're incredibly respectful, and they let you tell your story. I love working for them. Yeah.
Was it, I know you guys had that FYC event.
Yeah.
Was it like interesting to see like everybody come together, all these cast from these shows.
Oh, yeah. And the interesting, I mean, I left a little early, but I was told that when the Stranger Thing and the 13 Reason Why kids came in, it was like the Beatles walked in. And I saw the pictures. I was like, wow. I think, wow, how amazing to be that young and to like, you know, all of this happening for you. That's so great. But yeah, and when I was on the red carpet, I had Taryn Manning in front of me and Laverne Cox right there. And I'm just like, hi, I'm here, guys.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do a lightning round to end things.
What's a lightning round?
We've got a list of questions.
Okay, all right.
You got to be fast.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
If I can ask them fast.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Let's go. What show that you love would you want to sit and watch someone else enjoy for the first time?
The Handmaid's Tales.
What was the last show you binge watched?
Masters of None.
Oh. If you could go back and be on any classic show, what would it be?
All in the Family.
Oh, what genre would you like to try?
Romantic comedy.
Yes. Walter White or Tony Soprano?
Tony Soprano. I never saw that show.
Which one?
The Walter White one.
No.
Could you believe it?
It's on Netflix, I think.
Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I mean, bad. How about I said bad medicine? Oh my God, forgive me, because Bryan Cranston is genius. I've only seen like 3 episodes. I've not seen the whole. I have to watch that. So I can say the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your first acting job, and what did you learn from it that you're still using now?
My first acting job was I did a play called Miriam's Flowers that my friend Magdalia Cruz wrote. And what I wrote is that what I learned is if you have an incredible ensemble around you, anything can happen.
Wow. And you also did a ABC after school special, right? Early on.
It was like Love Hurts. That's what it was called. It was a bunch of girls that got beat up by their boyfriend. Oh my God. Yes, Love Hurts. And you know who was in that with me? Marisol Nichols.
Really?
Who's on Riverdale. Yeah, because Marisol is from Chicago. And that's when I first met her. We were like in the Love Hurt movie together.
What are those like, doing those?
Oh, I used to love the ABC after school
Really?
specials. I don't remember. They had us in and out. You know what I mean? But I used to rush home to watch ABC after school specials.
It's like a badge of honor to be on one, don't you
I
think?
guess so.
Maybe we could incorporate that into season 2 somehow.
My ABC after school special? Absolutely.
Have Elena watch it or something?
Yes,
maybe.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I love that idea.
Well, Justina, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
for all you tuning in, if you want to catch more of our Emmy chats, go to ellitimes.com. Thanks.